drugs cheats, a life ban, this whole debate. Jessica Ennis-Hill yesterday getting a medal, albeit 6 years late. Where do you stand on this?
So when it comes to lifetime bans, I would say 2 strikes and you're out. I think that.
So he's had 2 strikes?
Yeah. But unfortunately, the sport at the moment doesn't give that. And the sport wanted to give that, but the civil lawsuits make it impossible because of restraint of trade and all those sort of things. Personally speaking, 2 strikes and you're out, but I don't make up the rules. The facts are, though, he was competing there according to the rules.
Yeah.
He was 19 when he had a drug for attention deficit disorder. He failed a test, extenuating circumstances. The second test, testosterone, very, very naughty, quite clearly trying to take advantage.
But you know what I always think, Chris? I always think about those athletes who don't take it. I'm sure you didn't in your career, and they work really hard and they train, and then on their big day, they get taken out by somebody who's done that at some point. Don't you... The spirit of athletics, the spirit of competition, if you cross the line and take drugs, do you have a right to then be at a championships like that and get a medal? I just doesn't sit with morally right.
So does he have the right? Yeah, he has the right, otherwise he wouldn't be there. So according
Should
to the
he have
rules,
a right?
No, I said to you, 2 strikes and you're out as far as I'm concerned. But he's competing according to rules. What we don't have the right is when professionals are at work, is to be booing professionals at work. You guys are professionals, you're at work.
Booed every day.
Well, let's see, because actually, Ewan Thomas, Welsh sprinter, of course, joins us from Olympic Park. You were there, weren't you, when this happened and when the booing. What was it like at that moment? When I think, in a weird kind of way, everyone just couldn't quite believe Usain Bolt hadn't won on his kind of last big championship. It was almost... It seemed to me like the fact that the fairy tale hadn't happened that was part of the emotion and the booing.
No, I think that's what dramatises the whole situation even more, because Bolt is so loved across the world and he is the saviour of our sport. He came in to the top when it was at a bad time. And as Chris said, you know, perhaps 2 strikes and you're out should be the right thing to do. But at the end of the day, he has got every right to be here. Me, personally, as I said, as an athlete who I've lost out to medals, I got silver in the World Championships 1997, and then 13 years later, it's changed to gold because of an American failed a drugs test. And it's a good thing the IAAF are cleaning up the sport, but unfortunately in doing that, it's highlighting the fact there is problems in sport and people are willing to twist the rules and cheat. But I've got to say, every night we do give, as you heard last night, Jessica Ennis-Hill got her medal. They're looking back at retrospective tests and the rightful winners are getting their medals. So it's a good thing, but unfortunately at the moment it's just tarnishing the sport a little bit.
Ewan, let me put to you and Chris the other side of the argument. We were talking about this morning. The booing might not be acceptable. It is down to the IAAF to change the rules. He's there because he's allowed to at the moment. 2 strikes and all that. Usain Bolt, the saviour of your sport, an icon, yeah? Was the booing, as we've just talked about, more because of that? Here's the thing. Usain Bolt came 3rd.
Precisely.
He didn't actually come... Listen, I'm a massive fan of Usain Bolt, but he didn't come second by a hair, did he? He came 3rd, and the second guy was not a drug
Not
user.
even mentioned.
No, so you've got Christian Coleman, who's a young freshman.
Yeah.
He's #1 in the world this year, on the fastest time this year, and he's been overlooked. And the guy that comes 3rd, and look, Bolt was obviously an icon.
Yeah.
Saviour of the sport, I mean... I don't think it's a saviour of the sport. Our sport will carry on. Bolt was
maybe the saviour, because at the time that he came to prominence, there were all these drug problems. Maybe that was the reason. OK, fair
enough. But Bolt is going to retire, and there will be other champions. Yeah. In my day, Coe, Cram, Ovett, Thompson, Edwin Moses. No.
Akabusi.
Absolutely no chance. But, you know, Edwin Moses, Sergei Bubka, you know, Michael Johnson, they come and they go. Bolt, been phenomenal for 10 years. He's been and he's gone. And there'll be some phenomenal stuff happening down the road.
Last word from you, and just sorry. Will the laws change? Can you, in 10 years' time, both of you, very quickly, you and first, can you see it being, if you ever cheat, you're out, you can't compete?
Ever cheat?
I hope so, or at least a ban that's going to deter people. Perhaps 8 years or a significant ban where people will never be tempted to cheat again. At the end of the day, we want a fair, level playing field and the sport needs to be clean. So I think a ban in the future hopefully will mean a ban. Fantastic, guys. Thank you. Again, one of those stories that will rumble on and on.
I think people should give it a first chance, because life isn't black and white.
No.
And when you're a young kid, you can make mistakes.
Get dragged in by the wrong people, but you should learn the first time.
You can get a real bad guy above you and you're doing some naughty things. No.
Yeah. All right, Chris, thank you very much indeed.